Hi, my name is Jess and welcome to the channel. I started this YouTube channel to share my business journey. I've got a small candle business with my mum and we just wanted to start this channel to share what we get up to and just how we build the brand from the ground up. So we'd love for you to come along the journey and help us grow the brand as well. Today we're going to be in the studio setting some things up, getting some things organized. So if you want to see what we get up to, keep on watching. Welcome to the channel. So here's a little before of our studio. We're going to be putting up a couple of pegboards on the walls today. So just to help us get some of our tools and labels up onto the wall, just for easier access. So these are from IKEA in the size 56 by 56 centimeters. They're the perfect size for what we need. So these are just going to be placed about 30 to 40 centimeters apart. I'm using a stud finder just to help me find the middle of the beams, just so that we know we're putting it into something solid. Now I'm just getting my brother to help me line up and drill in some screws into the metal bars, and these are going to be holding up our pegboards. So just testing that everything is lining up there, and then I'm screwing in these little backings that go onto the pegboards. So these basically have little stoppers on the back just to make sure they don't hit against the wall, and it just keeps them off the wall, just so the distance between the pegboard and the wall is even from top to bottom. Then just counting to make sure that I'm putting it in the center hole and that everything is lining up and looking great. Here's a little shot before we start organizing. Now it's time to get organizing. So I'm going to start placing the hooks into position. I did end up having to move these around a little bit just because some of them needed to be a little bit closer and some a little bit further apart, just depending on the size of the labels and how many we had on the rolls. So I didn't show that in the video, but that is basically what I did. This basically will fit 4 rods. So we did a little DIY with our label holders here. So we just use wooden rods to act as the holders for our labels, and they worked out perfectly. So basically we've got our box labels on the top, then we've got our big jar warning labels. I did end up sticking down these labels just because they wouldn't stay rolled, just to keep them a little bit neater. Next is our mini warning jar labels, so these go on the 3rd row. We've also got a couple of rolls of ribbon on the right side of this row, and I've just put our fragile stickers and our shipping box stickers on the bottom row. I will also be putting our discovery box stickers on this row. So next I'm opening up these little tubs. These are plastic tubs and they have little hooks to hook them up on the pegboard, which is great. So these come in a pack of 3, so 6 in total, but we only needed 5 because we only have 5 cents at the moment. These are going to hold our QR code tags. They're our little swing tags that we attach to each jar with a little bit of ribbon, all in different colors with different QR codes depending on the scent. And these are just the perfect size. So I thought these were really great to have just sitting on the bottom row so we can have easy access to them. Love that they're see-through as well, so I can just quickly and easily locate what I'm looking for. So I love how easy these are to put in. It was actually a little bit fiddly to get them in at first, but once I got the hang of it, it was nice and easy just to slot them in. They've got little hooks on the back of them, so they're just sitting there nice and snug and they don't move around, which is great. And then they do have these little slide out containers, and I'm just going to be filling up the first one with our blue tags. So these are our Crystal Coast, and then we have Coconut and Lime, which is our Coconut Lagoon, Gardenia, Ever After, and so on. So moving on to our next pegboard, this is going to be holding our tools. So everything we use to make our candles, our pitchers, our wick tool, gloves, we've got our wick stickers, and then we've got our wick trimmer, scissors, any items that we use in the studio to make our candles. So I just thought it was important that we had these a little bit separate to our labels, just because our labels, we like to keep them nice and clean. And if you know anything about candles, then you know that wax gets everywhere. So we had to make sure these were kept a little bit separate. So finishing up with these little hooks that I almost forgot to put in, but I just replaced a couple of the other hooks that we had to use for some of the rolls. So here's the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.